Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
With COVID numbers spiking in certain parts of the country, the impacted states are stepping up restrictions. Some require a negative coronavirus test to enter the state, or you must quarantine for 14 days. Valley News Team's Katie Opperly asks what North Dakota is doing to keep the numbers down and whether it foresees similar guidelines.
Since the outbreak of COVID-19, safety during traveling has been a hot topic. Some travelers taking precautions into their own hands.
We call it airplane kit. But and so in it we have, it's more than just for airplanes. We also use it when we pump gas. If we're traveling by car, we cover our hands. We've got sanitizer, there's two kinds of gloves, and then in case we forget our cloth mask, we've got several disposable ones.
As Debbie and David prepare to return home to California, they take these extra steps in hopes of preventing the spread of coronavirus. But for some states, it's more than masks and sanitizing. Beginning August 1st, anyone traveling to Hawaii must be tested for COVID-19 within 72 hours of their arrival, or quarantine for 14 days. This applies to both visitors and residents. Alaska, Maine, and Vermont already following similar guidelines for out-of-state travelers. Health leaders in North Dakota currently only require a 14-day quarantine for international travel and say they don't expect to see domestic flights added to the guidelines at this time.
Right now, we really are focusing on education and hoping that people will do the right things and they'll take the precautions they need to take. And we believe that right now that's the best avenue for North Dakota.
While they may not implement the strict guidelines of other states, there are other precautions they recommend.
CDC's got a nice map where you can actually look at COVID activity in the last 7 days. How many cases have been reported in the last 7 days on states? Take a look at that activity in the area. And so you have a better understanding what's going on. And if there is a lot of activity, you may want to reconsider traveling.
Kruger says if you do visit one of these hot spots, practice social distancing when you come home. Also, travel smart like Debbie and David, sanitizing, wearing masks, and keeping your distance. In Fargo, Katie Opperly, Valley News Live.
And to read more about guidelines and recommendations for travel, download the VNL News app and click on this story. SkyWest Airlines will continue providing essential air service to Devils Lake and Jamestown. The air service will be provided for the next 3 years through June 30th of 2023. U.S. Senator Kevin Cramer says SkyWest is required to provide Devils Lake and Jamestown with 12 round trips per week to Denver using a 50-seat aircraft. Hotels and motels continues to struggle in our area. At least 8 hotels in the Fargo-Moorhead area have closed, according to the FM Convention and Visitors Bureau. One hotel owner says he's never experienced such a loss in a short period of time, but there's optimism that a rebound is near.
We were very, very slow compared to last year or any year for that matter in the history.
Tourism and travel industry took a mighty hit in mid-March to early April.
Johnson adds that the start of sports is currently a boost to local hotels. Polk County authorities need your help identifying a man who has been asking females if they want a ride. It's been reported twice in Fosston, Minnesota. The man was told no, but continued asking to give the ride and eventually left. He's described as a white, heavy-set man with a white beard, approximately 60 years old. There are 2 different vehicle descriptions. One was a tan SUV, the other a teal pickup. The first incident happened last Saturday afternoon, the other on Tuesday morning. And if you have any information, you're asked to contact the Polk County Sheriff's Office. The phone number is 218-281-0431. A judge now says Ethan Broad is competent to stand trial for murdering a young woman in Moorhead. The 27-year-old is accused of second-degree murder in the death of Destiny Avery. Authorities say he admitted to killing her and throwing her body in a garbage bin. Previously, Broad was a ward for the state for 8 years and was classified as incapacitated. You can find more on this story on the VNL News app. A Canadian woman will spend 6 years in prison for crossing into North Dakota to pick up a chemical weapon by mail. The FBI says 37-year-old C.G. Liu contacted an undercover agent on the dark web in an effort to buy an illegal toxin. Investigators say she crossed at the Pembina border crossing and tried to pick up the packages nearby. Officers followed and arrested her. Keep an eye out for counterfeits. Authorities in Richland and Sargent counties are investigating after $650 in bogus bills were passed in different locations. The counterfeit money consists of $50 and $100 bills. Anyone with information regarding the fake bills should contact their local law enforcement. We talked earlier about the uptick in COVID-19 cases. Winona, Minnesota is no different. To combat this, a new initiative is rewarding residents for wearing masks. Reporter Alex Tejada spoke to local leaders about how the city is stopping the spread.
No matter what in the world you go out and you have potential of getting ill, so why is everyone afraid of this one?
It's hot and sticky out today whether you've got a mask on or not, so it's not too much of an issue for me at this point.
In response to an uptick in coronavirus cases, the City of Winona's community response team is pushing even harder for residents to wear masks with a new initiative, Wear One for Winona.
Anytime you're not able to social distance properly or you're in a public place, I think you need to have a mask on.
And although it may be a college town where a majority of the population is in the low-risk zone, visitors say wearing a mask is about more than protecting yourself.
I have relatives who have health problems. My son, when he gets sick, he gets really sick, so I want to protect him.
But some believe this is an unnecessary precaution.
I just think that it's overboard.
If you wear a mask, take a selfie of yourself using the hashtag #WearOneForWinona. Weekly winners get a gift card to their favorite Winona business.
We want to reward those people that are doing the right thing and encourage those that aren't to do the right thing.
Yet you can still get in many places without a mask.
So right now at Blooming Grounds, we don't require customers to wear a mask because of our preventative measures. We make sure that we're wiping down each table, but we are requiring all of our employees to wear masks 100% of the time.
It's not like I would wear a mask, but I wouldn't go up to them. I would try and respect their distance.
But fines for non-compliance could be on the horizon.
If we don't see the participation and we do see a spike, then that could be a next step, and we're hoping we don't have to go there.
Winona County has seen a total of 119 cases and 15 deaths from COVID-19. Minnesota is confirming 426 new cases of COVID-19 along with 4 new deaths. It brings the total number of active cases in the state to 3,324. The death toll sits at 1,445. North Dakota has confirmed 39 new cases and another death. The latest victim was a man in his 90s from Stark County who had underlying health conditions. There are now 325 active cases in North Dakota. A little over 3,200 patients are listed as recovered. With 4th of July just around the corner, some are wondering whether they'll be able to hang out at their favorite spot in Lakes Country. Valley News Team's Alexander Kay spent the day in Detroit Lakes, finding out whether the locals are concerned if COVID-19 will alter their plans.
Ciara Weber made the trip from Fargo. She says she's spent almost every weekend in Detroit Lakes enjoying the sunshine while socially distancing.
I feel like if people just kind of keep like a safe distance at the beach, it shouldn't be too much of a problem.
In the days leading up to the 4th, it is possible to stay 6 feet apart on the beach. However, boats continue to dock, signaling the start of the holiday weekend. Beachgoers not sporting a mask.
It's usually considered a great time to have people visit and check out all that we have to offer, but I feel like this summer should be a little different.
For some locals, the influx of people is a little daunting.
Just because we aren't seeing cases in our area as much as the rest of the world, it doesn't mean that we're immune to this.
Yeah, it worries me a lot. Yeah, it worries me a lot. That's why when I sit over there, if somebody comes up and sits real close to me, I'll move a little bit.
For those headed to Detroit Lakes, expect some changes, like a 4th of July without fireworks. They've been canceled amid the COVID-19 pandemic, but restaurants like Zorba's are still open for business. In Detroit Lakes, Alexandra Kay, Valley News Live.
And according to the CDC, there is no evidence that COVID-19 can be spread through water. And a local doctor that we spoke with says the open air at the lake can help mitigate the spread.